Embarking on a spiritual journey promises enlightenment, purpose, and a profound connection with the divine. Yet, an unexpected adversary often lurks beneath the surface: the illusion of spiritual superiority. It's subtle, often masked by good intentions but incredibly potent. Left unchecked, this quiet form of pride can halt your growth entirely. In fact, studies in behavioral psychology suggest that the need to feel superior stems from insecurity, our way of compensating for feelings of inadequacy. Spiritual pride, though, just an internal battle. It has ripple effects, creating divisions in communities and hindering collective growth. Here's where it gets tricky. Spiritual pride doesn't just stay within. Like ripples on a pond, it extends outward, dividing communities and creating barriers where bridges are needed most. It can alienate those who are just beginning their journey, making them feel small, unwelcome, or unworthy. Centuries ago, Jesus delivered a scathing critique of the lawyers in Luke. "For you have taken away the key of knowledge. You yourselves did not enter, and you hindered those who were entering." This wasn't just a rebuke of their actions, it was a timeless lesson about the dangers of hoarding spiritual insight. The lawyers had access to profound knowledge, yet instead of using it to uplift and guide others, they allowed their egos to twist it into a tool for exclusion and control. And here's the hard truth. This isn't just an ancient problem, it's human nature, alive and well in every era. In modern times, we see it in spiritual communities where knowledge becomes a status symbol rather than a pathway to connection. A 2024 study by the Pew Research Center revealed a striking trend. People who perceive themselves as having greater spiritual knowledge often report feeling more judgmental toward those with different practices or beliefs. This superiority complex is, in essence, a defense mechanism. It shields the ego from feelings of vulnerability or inadequacy by creating an illusion of authority and control. But here's the irony. This very mindset is what keeps these individuals stuck. Instead of embracing the collective journey of oneness, a journey where everyone's growth uplifts the whole, they use their knowledge to separate themselves. It's like being on a basketball team and refusing to share the playbook, hoping it makes you look smarter while the team stumbles. The truth is, when you withhold wisdom, you don't just hinder others, you hinder yourself. Knowledge grows through sharing, not gatekeeping. The key of knowledge and oneness. The key of knowledge unlocks the door to spiritual oneness, unity with our divine source and all creation. But here's the catch: this knowledge requires humility. Studies from Harvard Divinity School highlight that people who focus on oneness rather than individual enlightenment report greater levels of emotional resilience and happiness. However, the ego resists this unity. It thrives on separation, comparisons, and hierarchies. It's the subtle voice whispering, "You're doing better than they are," as if spirituality were a competition. And when you're busy savoring this imagined victory, you miss the actual lessons meant to propel you forward. Why the growth stops. Here's where things get complicated. Pursuing spirituality with the goal of elevating yourself above others is like climbing a ladder to nowhere. The climb feels purposeful at first, but without humility, you eventually hit a ceiling, an invisible barrier that halts your growth. True progress demands openness, vulnerability, and the courage to admit there's always more to learn. A 2024 study by the University of Cambridge highlighted an intriguing finding. Individuals who view themselves as spiritually superior are significantly less likely to engage in transformative practices like meditation, journaling, or meaningful dialogue with others. Why? Because admitting they have room to grow feels like a threat to their carefully constructed self-image. This mindset doesn't just stall their progress, it creates a loop of stagnation. And here's the kicker. Deep down, you often sense this stagnation. It shows up as frustration. Why aren't you feeling the breakthroughs you once did? Or defensiveness. Why do you feel the need to dismiss others' insights? Or even a reluctance to explore new perspectives, as if the fear of being wrong outweighs the joy of discovery. Instead of breaking free from this cycle, the ego doubles down, whispering, "You've already arrived. There's no need to change." It's a self-imposed trap, and the cruel irony is that you're both the prisoner and the guard, holding others back. When spiritual pride festers, it doesn't just stop your growth, it affects others too. Imagine a teacher who subtly discourages their students from surpassing them, ensuring they remain the ultimate authority. A study published in Psychology Today, 2024, revealed that individuals with superiority complexes often feel threatened by the success of peers, leading them to undermine others unconsciously. In spirituality, this might look like invalidating someone else's journey or gatekeeping knowledge. The irony? By holding others back, you delay your own progress. Spirituality isn't a competition, it's a shared ascent. When one person climbs higher, they illuminate the path for others. Sabotaging someone's journey dims the light for everyone, including yourself. Recognizing the mechanism in others and yourself. It's easy to identify overt spiritual pride in others, those who parade their knowledge or judge anyone who doesn't align with their beliefs. But the real challenge lies in introspection. Could this trait exist within you? Cognitive bias research, including a 2024 study from Stanford University, suggests that the brain often rationalizes behaviors that contradict our self-image. That means even the most earnest spiritual seekers can fall into the trap of comparing themselves to others. A subtle sign might be feeling discomfort when someone else grows faster than you or hoping their journey isn't as smooth as yours. Recognizing this requires brutal honesty. But here's the good news. Awareness is the first step toward breaking the cycle. The universal law of reciprocity. A stone dropped into a pond, creating ripples that expand outward. Think about this. When you help others grow, you grow too. The law of reciprocity, often summarized as "do unto others as you would have them do unto you," is a cornerstone of spiritual evolution. Neuroscience studies from 2023 show that acts of kindness and collaboration activate the brain's reward system, enhancing feelings of purpose and connection. The opposite is also true. Holding others back creates resentment, fear, and isolation, which stifle your growth. Spirituality thrives on generosity. Every time you support someone's ascent, you're reinforcing your own capacity to rise. It's a win-win dynamic, built into the very fabric of life. The way forward: embrace oneness, release pride. The solution is deceptively simple but requires practice. Let go of pride and embrace unity. Celebrate others' successes as if they were your own. Studies in positive psychology from Yale University show that fostering a community-focused mindset leads to greater spiritual and emotional well-being. Encourage those around you to surpass you. Yes, surpass you. Their progress can inspire you to reach new heights. Spirituality isn't a ladder where only one can stand at the top. It's a vast, interconnected web. When one strand grows stronger, the entire structure becomes more resilient. By fostering oneness, you liberate yourself and those around you. Choosing the right path. Every day you're faced with choices. Will you feed the ego's need for superiority, or will you choose unity and collective growth? The former path leads to isolation and stagnation, while the latter lights the way to boundless potential. Recognizing the subtle traps of pride isn't a one-time task, it's a lifelong practice. But each moment you recommit to oneness, you unlock the true essence of spiritual growth. Remember, we're all climbing the same mountain. By helping others ascend, you ensure the summit is reached together. And isn't that the ultimate goal? And hey, if you found this video insightful, inspiring, or just a little thought-provoking, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share it with your fellow seekers, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into spirituality, growth, and the magic of being human.